everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda. Today I am out in the garden and I am about to start planting some of my seeds. I bought out some eggplant seeds. I have some kale. I have some rainbow Swiss chard. I have my flower seeds. I have melons. I have my watermelons and my cantaloupe. So I am going to be starting a lot of seeds today. Right here, I also have some flowers. These are some of my zinnias and different annual flowers. I'm going to be starting them in my trays. And y'all, some of these, I am going to just take a seed here and there and drop it in the garden because the weather is very unpredictable. I don't know if we're going to have some more frost, but I Googled it today to see when is the next expected frost for my area. And it said the next expected frost in my area was the end of October. So that meant that we wouldn't be having any more frost. Hey, don't hold me to that because I just Googled. That's Google. But I also have checked to see when my last expected frost date is for this season. And my last expected frost date for this season is March 20th. So that means I have approximately 6 weeks before my last. Yeah, I have approximately 6 weeks before my last expected, y'all, those words, y'all listen to those words, expected frost date. So that means after March the 20th, I can go ahead and feel comfortable popping these seeds out unless something unexpected happens in the weather. So that is why I am going to start going ahead and I am going to start putting a few seeds. Y'all, I know there's always this feeling that you don't want to plant something out and then the frost come out and kill it. Y'all, but what if the frost don't come out and kill it? Then you got a plant that you have started that is already off to a good start. You got a jump start. If nothing strange happens or unexpected happens in the weather, you have a plant that has a jump start to getting off and running in the growing season. So that is what I'm going to do. I am going to expect the best. You know, you be prepared for the worst, but you expect the best. And so that's why I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start it's time to go ahead and get your eggplants and things like that started. If you're in my zone, as I said, is expected the last expected frost date for March 20th. Then you can start your seeds 4 to 6 weeks, give or take a week. Sometimes it may say 6 to 8 weeks, but it's going to be inside. So what is a week going to do if you're going to be taking care of those plants? Now, you have to be taking care of those plants, making sure that you are up potting those plants. You don't want those plants to get leggy. You're going to have to make sure if they need light, you're giving them light. If they need heat, you're giving them heat. So all of these things are going to make a big difference if you're going to be going ahead and starting your plant. So just take all those things in consideration when you're when you're starting your seeds inside. Take it into consideration that you are going to have to work. You're going to have to make sure that you put your fan on those seedlings once those seedlings start to growing to prevent dampening off. And dampening off is when those seedlings get a fungus on top of the soil and then it kills your plant down to the soil level. So you do not want that because that's a waste of your seeds and your time. But yeah, when we're talking about seeds, I know seeds can be very valuable. Seeds are very, very valuable. But a lot of these seeds, for instance, if I will go ahead and I put some of these eggplant seeds out into my garden right now. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to poke a hole in the soil, in a couple of spots. And then I'm going to put some of these eggplant seeds in there. And y'all see how many seeds are in here? It's 2 seeds. If I put 2 seeds in there, y'all, I'm not going to worry about those 2 seeds. I want them to germinate and to grow and give me a harvest. But if the frost comes out and they don't make it, then I'm not going to be fretting about it because I'm going to already have another, probably a half a tray at least of these eggplants varieties growing in these containers right here. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rinse these off. And I am not really that concerned about sterilizing these because of the fact that they have not been out a long time. And that just, it's soil. It's, it's so much you can sterilize yours if you want to. I don't sterilize mine. I'm gonna say it like that. I don't worry about sterilizing mine. But the reason that I'm gonna be out here rinsing them off is because I do not want any spiders to be hiding underneath these trays. And spiders can hide underneath these trays, y'all. So be sure to look underneath your trays, because sometimes the spiders will, I was trying to find a spot where one had a web, because sometimes, and I got to go get my gloves too, because you need to have your gloves on when you're doing this. But I gave my gloves to my son because we were out in the chicken coop and he didn't have his gloves, so I gave him my gloves. And I'm going to go in there and get some more because he was the one that was in the chicken coop working, so I gave him the glove. And so, yeah, no, that's not one. I was going to show you well, y'all know what spider webs look like. But I saw a spider when I went and got these trays. And so I'm going to rinse these trays off to make sure that there's no spiders hiding underneath, because you don't want to take those in your house. And I like to try to, when I see those spiders, I like to try to go and look and see what kind of spider was this, because I want to be able to identify them so I know if this is something that is seriously, if this is something that is dangerous, or if this is some little innocent little spider. Although, you know, I'm going to rinse them off regardless. And some of them, it depends on what he is, you know, I might do something else. But, I'm not going to, I don't want to be just like guessing. I want to, and sometimes you will be, because there's so many different types of spiders, but I like to know, you know, I like to try to learn about different types. And so I can't find not a single web on here now. Make me like, okay, do I need to rinse these off or not? I might not need to rinse them, but I think I'm going to rinse them anyway. But, for someone who has never dealt with these, this might be someone's first season dealing with these, and I just want them to see how these, a spider just came out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit him like that in front of y'all. Some of y'all sensitive, stuff like that, but can't find a single spider web or to show you how they can hide between these. But y'all know. So I'm going to be taking all of these and I'm going to be rinsing them probably. There you go. There you go. See, this one's going to get thrown away. This one's going to get thrown away anyway, but this is what I want to see. See how they done built a little cobweb on here, and now, if I pull that apart, there's probably a spider in there. And so since those are all torn up, I'm not gonna bother with it. We're gonna toss it to the side, get it out the way. And I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna rinse the rest of my trays, give them a quick rinse. And that way I won't be taking any unnecessary stuff in the house that I don't need to take. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rinse these, and then we're going to go ahead and get started to planting. I'm going to show you my seeds. Okay, I went and got my gloves. And now I'm going to start putting my potting mix into my cells. And y'all, the reason why I wear these gloves is because of the different things that can be in your soil. When you're out here in the garden and you do not want to get bit by anything. And like that little spider that I just got rid of, that was a real tiny spider, y'all, but that don't matter, because if they are a venomous spider, they will hurt you just as bad as a large spider. So it doesn't matter about the size if the spider is venomous. So I'm not trying to scare anyone. I just want to, you know, to help prepare you if I can, to not, you know, be naive in the garden. You don't want to be naive in the garden and think, oh, that little spider, that ain't gonna hurt me, and that be a venomous spider, or that little snake right there won't hurt me, or, you know, things like that. Or I don't need, you know, I'm just gonna go a little bit further. I don't need to wear no hat out in the garden. That little sun's not gonna hurt nobody, and once you're out in the sun for a while, those rays can be very damaging to your skin. So things like that are things that you just want to, you know, take precautions against in the garden. Okay, so I'm gonna make a nice mess here because I am getting my trays ready. I'm excited because it is time to start planting. I meant to look to see what the temperature is, but I would guess that it is around 65. It might be more. When I was coming out here, I saw a wasp. So what that tells you that it's pretty warm out, because that's when they come out, once it starts to warm up. And so, and I don't want to confuse anyone about what I said in case someone is new and don't know about the last expected frost dates. That first expected frost date is like when we were in the fall and we were, you know, trying to see when we needed to take everything, you know, cover things in the garden. That was that first expected frost date. That was during the fall month. But what we are talking about when we talk about the last expected frost date, and that is what I told you, I Googled today to see what our last expected frost date, and Google said that our last expected frost date for my area, zone 8, to be more specific, zone 8B. Oh, I asked when was another frost expected, and it might have misunderstood me. That's what it could have happened. Now that I'm thinking about it, because it said, I said when, I'm going to have to go back and Google again, because Google might think that I want to know when our first expected frost date is for the fall. It might not be actually saying to me that this is that we're not expecting any more frost until that time. So y'all check y'all Google y'all own stuff. Y'all Google y'all own stuff, because I'm out here planting this stuff and I'm still gonna plant it because of the fact that the weather has been so unpredictable. And I really, to tell you the truth, I really need to go ahead and get my stuff planted. But this is not gonna be a problem. Planting this and getting it into my onto my grow station is not gonna be a problem. It's the seeds that I told you that I am going to go ahead and place out into the garden. Those are the seeds that may, you know, get done in by the frost. So it's up to you when you want to, you know, if you want to take a chance, go out and plant up some extra stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and do it because of the fact, when my last expected frost date gets here, which is March the 20th, I want to be getting ready to start on my replanting, not on starting to plant. Because I know, you know, we always know that we can always get a, what is called a snap. And that's when you've gotten some warm temperatures in the spring, and then all of a sudden there pops up a frost. So that is what you call a, you know, a snap. And a lot of times it happens in, you know, the end of March, 1st of April. But sometimes that snap can be, you know, very damaging, and it might take out a lot of plant, but sometimes it'll only take out those real tender ones. So it just depends. And I definitely won't try to plant out anything sensitive in the garden like peppers or tomatoes. But some of these other things, I will be, you know, I'll decide which things I'm going to be putting out into that garden. I just popped some pot mix popped me straight in the eye. So I guess that's probably not a good idea to have it at that level, trying to get it out. But y'all, I'm using my black gold potting mix. Yeah, you can pot it over there somewhere.
I'll give it to you.
Okay, just lay it over there.
Huh?
Just lay it right there.
This?
Right here.
That?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, thanks. Those are onions. You might want to, if it's not that wet, you could take that tiller and till. Are you getting it? Is it coming up? The soil coming up? You got your boots on? Okay. All right. Be careful over there, cause you know this is spring like month and could be some critters hiding out over there. Okay, you can use that tiller and till it up, and that'll help you get that soil out quicker. And I like this black gold potting mix because I don't have a problem with my seeds germinating in this mix. Some mixes that I have tried to use, the regular potting mixes, had so many sticks in it and bark that those seeds were not able to push through. So if you're going to use a potting mix, make sure that you check it out and see if it has a lot of sticks in it. And if it do, go ahead and sift that soil before you put your seeds in it. But I never have to sift the black gold. It's always ready. And this is another reason I wear gloves, because I wouldn't want to have my hand in all of this soil like this. The nails have dirt up on them, and I don't think that dirt come from under your nails when you get it up under there like this. Especially if you do this on a regular basis. I don't believe that soil come from under there. So I don't want, now this is a personal thing. I don't want to be walking around with all that soil up under my nails like that. Hey, I don't care about whether folks know I'm a gardener or not. I don't want to be walking around looking like that now. If you ain't a real gardener, you know, I heard somebody say, you're not a real gardener, you ain't got a lot of dirt up on your fingernail. I'll forget that. I ain't trying to be walking around looking like that. I just tell them I'm a gardener. They don't have to know about looking at all the soil up under my nail. I know sometimes people be saying stuff for fun, but I just don't get involved in all of that. All of those myths and all those sayings. I try to steer clear of stuff like that, especially when it's some nonsense like that. Think I'm gonna be walking around here with all this dirt about my fingernail at the grocery store, dirt all over my fingernail. Not if I can help you. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead. I had that's other soil had gotten wet out in the rain. Then I'm gonna go ahead and top it off with some of this fresh soil. Well, make sure you get a good foundation. Push those cells down. Push the soil down into those cells. That way your seeds will not go to the bottom. And then you be wondering why you didn't get any germination. It was because you did not push this down, and now all of your seeds, as soon as you put some water on your tray, all your seeds then went to the bottom of the tray. So you like to have a nice foundation, nice solid foundation. I can stop for a moment. Uh-oh. I'm about to wave this black gold. It's exactly what it says it is. This is some black gold, y'all. It's not cheap. Okay, now I'm going to moisten my soil. And wash some of this soil off on the table too. Okay, now I'm going to show you all my seeds that I'm going to be starting today. I'm probably going to need some more gloves. Okay, we're going to start with the melons. Okay, so the seeds that I'm going to be doing today, I have a couple of varieties of cantaloupe. This is the Hell's Best cantaloupe. Sorrento's cantaloupe. Orange Tender Sweet watermelon. And this was sent to me by my Renaissance grandma. Appreciate it so much. Gonna see how these watermelons are this season. And she also sent me some Black Diamond watermelon seeds. These are some of my Dixie Queens that I saved from last year. Dixie Queen was a good grower, y'all. That Dixie Queen was outrageous. I am so excited about getting some of these planted and getting ready for this season of watermelons. This one is the Garden Leader Monster. Petite yellow watermelon. And we had some of these last season too. Animals got a chance to eat more of the yellow meat than we did. They love those yellow meat ones. But this year, my son said we're not going to let that happen. He said that this year, he's going to be taking charge of the watermelon patch and making sure that those critters are not out there eating all of the watermelon. So, y'all, we're going to see how this going to work out. I'm so excited to be able to think that we're going to get a chance to eat some of these watermelons this season ourselves instead of letting all the animals eat all the good watermelons. This one, this is the Dixie Queen. This, I only have a couple. Seems like I got one seed left, but I saved my seeds. So that's one thing. You can save your seeds from your watermelon. They're easy to harvest. And so make sure that if you have a heirloom variety. Now, sometimes if you get one of those varieties, let me make sure, because if you get a variety and it is not an heirloom, so this is the Dixie Queen, and it is... Okay, y'all, I'm going to have to look this up because you want to make sure that those seeds are heirloom seeds, because if they are not, you might not get the same thing that you had the season before. So I have to look this up because I am not sure if these are heirloom seeds or not, because I don't want some kind of frankenfruit. You know, I don't want that. So it's going to be very important that I find out about this before I plant this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of the seeds. Then I'm going to Google that before I stick these seeds. Well, I could just plant the one seed that I have, but I'll see in just a moment. Okay, and then, did I show you all the Jubilee? This is the Jubilee watermelon seeds. I don't know if I said the Jubilee, but we got the Dixie Queen, the Petite Yellow. This one is a honeydew melon. And these are heirloom seeds right here. So I do have some heirloom honeydew melon. Then I have a all sweet watermelon. This is a Charleston Gray watermelon. The first season that I planted the Charleston Gray, I was not really fond of it. Well, it just didn't do as well when I planted it in the East Garden. But when I planted it out in the on the South Side, it looked much better, did much better. Then I have a Sugar Baby watermelon. Y'all know I'm not that crazy about these little tiny melons. I like to get a big melon. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to plant this Sugar Baby and the Harley's. Okay, I think this was Hell's Best. We got another Hell's Best. Then I got a Golden Honey. This is a Golden Honey watermelon. I'm excited about all of y'all. Y'all can tell I'm excited. I am so excited. And I think I did already show you the Black Diamond. And this is another Sugar Baby. So some of these, it has a few seeds in it. And let me find out about this here, this Liberty Garden. I don't see the word heirloom on here anywhere. It says non-GMO. Let me find out about these. Okay, so I Googled it and they said that Dixie Queen is an heirloom variety of watermelon seed. So that means that they've been around for a long time. It's been passed down through the years, and that it comes back the same way. That's what heirlooms are. And so, because if you don't have an heirloom, some of these seeds, they are add another seed with them, mix 2 seeds together, put 2 seeds together and get a genetic chemistry that is going to make a seed that is going to be resistant to diseases and things like that. And then those seeds will not come back as the original. It might come back as something else. So you want to make sure that you know if those seeds are heirloom seeds or if they are hybrids. And hybrids is mean they were reproduced. So since I know that these are the same, I did still want to do a comparison. I want to see, since I had, comparison not that good. I want to see what their seeds look like. This is what their seeds look like. These are seeds I planted last season, and this is what my seeds look like. So I think my seeds probably better because these came from some huge melons, and so that's what I'm going to go by. I'm going to still go ahead. I'm going to plant these, and I do want to get a lot of these seeds. So I do want to get a lot of these, at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it'd be good to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm trying to figure out which one do I want. Do I want 6 or do I want 9? Which way in this tray I'm going to be planting these. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant these seeds like this. This pointed end is called a radical. And you want to plant that pointed end down on your watermelon seed because that is where your root is going to come out of. And that is where you want those. You don't want the roots coming out the top of it. You want the roots coming out the bottom. I think they'll find their own way, but this is just go ahead and help your plants get to a better start by going ahead and putting them correctly into the soil. So these are the ones, these are the 2 that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mark them too. I'm going to mark these as the 2 that, I already had, and then these, I'm going to go ahead and mark them. So I think 6 plants will be more than enough. I'll be able to share these with someone else, and because I have other varieties that I'm going to be planting. And y'all know, last season, we had watermelons growing everywhere. I mean, we had so many melons. I was so pleased with how the germination turned out and how the watermelons turned out. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to start placing these in. And so these are the first 2, and I got them right here. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cover them back up with the soil, and I'm going to make me a label that this is the Dixie Queen. I need to get some nice size labels. This kind of look tall. Get my bag here. Caleb is over there working in the raised bed that we are tearing out, the bed that I told you all about. So I'll take you all over there in a moment to show you what he is doing. Go ahead and plant these Dixie Queen seeds. And so these are the store Dixie Queen. That's one right here. I'm going to go ahead and put another label here. I'm using the back of my labels. And y'all, you would think that I probably would remember, okay, Dixie Queen, that's the watermelon, but this is all going to be a tray of watermelon seeds. But I'm going to go ahead and, well, I can't do it on this one. I'm going to put watermelon on here also. But sometimes you'll forget, you're like, Dixie Queen, what? Okay, so we're going to put another one right here. And then I'm going to do a row, the rest of the row with the seeds that I harvested. So, you know, that's a good thing to know in case you ever decide to sell seeds. You want to know if your seeds are viable that you're saving. Are you doing a good job on saving your seeds? You don't want to save seeds and give them to somebody and the seeds don't never, you know, the seeds are not viable. So I'm going to do a little test on my seeds right now. And I'm sticking them, let's see. Yeah. Well, make sure that there are no, make sure, you know, test that soil out. Make sure that there's nothing blocking that seed, that you're not putting a stick or a piece of bark over your seed. Okay, so now got 6 Dixie Queens planted. I'm trying to think, where should I put those? I think I probably should put them back in my melon case as I finish planting them. Okay, and then get some more labels out. And so then these will be homestead seeds. Sweet Tomato Vine homestead seeds of the Dixie Queen. Okay. Go ahead and use these small labels. When I put my dome over, I want my dome to fit perfectly. So I'm go ahead and I need to go ahead and cover these seeds though. Go ahead and cover my seeds. I don't think I'm gonna have to make a label for all of these, because I think what I'm gonna do is just, the rest of them will just be a row of whatever particular melon I'm planting. It won't be anything that I have to remember. So I'll just do the rest of them in a row. So let's go ahead and get the rest of them done. Okay, last one I'm going to plant are the Black Diamond watermelons. I'm just going to stick these in, and I'm going to do a row right here. And then since I got some room left, I'm going to go back and do some extra melons. Probably do a few more of the orange melons and also some of the Dixie Queens. The orange, the yellow, and the Dixie Queen. Okay, this golden honey. I didn't have anything in the golden honey packet, so we won't be having none of those. But I will plant some more of this orange tender sweet. So I'm going to do a row of those. And I've never had this variety, so I'm going to do an extra row of those since I got extra space in this. And I like to go ahead and plant all of the same things in the, if I got all herbs or all melons, and that way hopefully everything will be germinating around the same time. And it was hard for me to do this with gloves, so I ended up with no gloves on planting my seeds. Although I do not like to, I like to, you know, be safe. And in this case, I think it would be more of just trying to, you know, keep my hands kind of clean, because ended up getting some soil up under my nails. But I don't mind just a little, you know, for a little while, but not just continuously, just doing the whole thing with, you know, no gloves. That's just not what I like to do. Okay, and the last one will be my Dixie Queen. I just need 6 more seeds. And those are my Dixie Queen watermelon seeds. Get all of them back in their case. Okay, so I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna cover these seeds. And I'm gonna be applying some of my vermiculite on top. This is also gonna help to cover the seeds, and it's going to keep down those fungus gnats and help with dampening off, because these seeds are going inside on the grow station with a dome lid. Okay, so let's go around here and see what Caleb is working on. Okay, so Caleb is out here. He's working on this raised bed that I had told you all we were going to take up. We got 2 raised beds that we were taking up this season, and both of them were wood. And here is the wood right here. The wood had rotted out really bad, so he pulled these apart, and now he is working on getting the soil and the weeds out. And you all, I told you all, this had caused me so many problems trying to keep these weeds out every year. I don't know how we got this type of weed in here. I'm thinking that it came from compost, and these roots on these weeds are ferocious. They are hard to come up, and they want, you know, right now they're looking really dead, and you know, they're pretty easy to get out. But once it gets warm, these will be hard to get out, y'all. But this soil looks so nice and rich that I am having a hard time parting with the soil. So I am trying to figure out, how can I keep this rich soil? Can we just get these weeds out of this soil, keep this soil, and put it back into my raised bed, and hopefully it won't cause me a problem, because to replace the soil that is in this raised bed will be a few $100s, and I'm not trying to have to do all of that. I would really prefer to be able to put most of this soil back into my raised bed and then top it off with some new soil, but I don't want these roots to come back up through once I'm getting established with my new plants in the spring. That's going to get me really upset. So y'all, we're going to see how this works out, because right now I'm leaning toward putting this soil back in here. And this is where Caleb is putting the soil. He is putting it in the back of the trailer for right now. And as you can see, this soil looks so nice and rich. I don't want to reach in there because there's no telling what kind of little ants are in here that's waiting to just bite as soon as I stick my hand in here. But I am wanting to put this soil back in. So y'all tell me what you all think about that. If you had, you know, to deal with anything like this, trying to put the soil back in once you took it out when it, you know, with weed problem. That's why. But mainly, I'm removing it because the beds were rotted out and they were going to have to come out anyway. But the second thing was that I was looking forward to taking this soil and replacing it. And see, I have another bed right next to it that is exactly the same way. So it's going to have to come out also because it is also rotten. And we did this with the technique where we did these beds with the technique where you will put the bricks down on the end. There's so many weeds here you barely can see the bricks, but these are the bricks that are down on the end, and we put these on each end on all four corners, and then we just slid those boards down into it. So that worked for a few years and I was pleased with it. But now that it's rotting out, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of it, and I'll just be putting the metal beds in from now on. Y'all, I'm taking a walk through the garden. I looked and saw that the celery is trying to come back, and I just cut it all back after it was knocked out by the frost, and now it is growing back. So some of the things will grow back. So if you have some things that grow back, you know, go ahead and try for those. But, you know, I'm not going to try to keep everything in the garden that is looking bad. I'm going to get rid of some of that stuff. Now, this cabbage is doing really good, and I'll remove the bottom leaves and go ahead and let this cabbage make a head, and this is going to be so delicious. It's a beautiful head of cabbage, and so I am looking forward to eating that. But some things I'm still removing from the garden. As I told you the other day, I could not get everything out at one time. But you all, I am going through this garden, and I am dropping seeds through this garden, and that is how I got my food forest last year. All that stuff started coming up after the rain started. By the time it was time for our last expected frost date, I had a lot of stuff growing in the garden and had a food forest. So I'm excited about also having a food forest this year and having a lot of food. And so, yeah, I just, you know, hope that you all are dropping your seeds and getting ready. You know, although you can, some things you will be able to get back, some things you will not be able to get back. And so those things that you don't get back, don't worry about them. Just go ahead and drop some more seeds. Okay, so like I have this empty spot right here. Got a weed right here. I'm going to go ahead and toss the weed. And this says pansy. This says some beets. I don't see beets. This was purple sprout and broccoli. I don't see none of that, so I'm going to use these labels. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to drop some Swiss chard, and this is some of the rainbow Swiss chard. This is the red one that I love. And I thought I bought mine. Okay, I have some of the regular green Swiss chard. I already have some of that in there. I think what I'm going to go and get is my lacinato kale and my curly kale. And all you want to do, and y'all see, as soon as I said about the glove, now every time I come out here, now I don't have no glove. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stick my finger over in here, just move back some soil, and I am going to take a handful of these seeds and just drop them in here in this little area over here in this corner. And then I'm gonna make me a label that says rainbow Swiss chard. And then I'm gonna go and get some more seeds and plant. And the other seeds that I'll be planting, I'll be putting some lacinato kale over here. and some curly kale. I have room enough in here for both of those. But this was the rainbow Swiss chard. So that's why I don't want to leave any empty spaces in my garden, because those empty spaces are only spaces where grass is going to start growing. So I want to make sure that I got some food growing for me and my family in those spaces. So I hope that y'all have enjoyed this video today, and that you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video, and share this information with others who you think would like this type of content. And as always, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.